Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Okay, my name is Siti Aminatu Zuria. You can call me Zuria. In this video, I will retell challenge at work. I'll never forget the first time I met our new contact from his returning. One of your top 5 customer. I had traveled to their office to meet him in person. Talk about the story of the companies together and define a shared vision for future to cooperation. I want to focus on building a good relationship with him, which would be a good foundation for work together. So when we meet, I want to make a good impression and also show him respect. I greet him with a shake-hand and ushered him by his surname. When I put my hand out, release he and been moving in to give me a hug. So we did an awkward mixture of the two. Also, when I greeted him by his surname, he responded politely, though he used my first name. It was a little uncomfortable. In this situation, I made assumption about the level of formality he excited, even though he had never met me before. He knew our two companies had been doing business with each other for years and wanted to build on that history by being less formal with me from the beginning. The real learning here for me was, as I should assume, we all have the same ideas about meeting people for the first time. B. I never worked with a virtual team on the international project before. It was quite exciting, though also challenging to work with people from different countries, many of whom I would never actually get to meet in person. There were a lot of things that were different about working in the same office, and it was quite challenging at the beginning. For example, three were different time zones, different IT system, and even different local regulation, which imposed on what each person was allowed to or able to do for the project. There were also interpretational differences, such as different way of working, approaches to deadline for when to reply to emails, and we should forget the fact that English was the project language and that small people on the team had to work in a language which was their first. A positive the language was that it meant that everyone, including the negative English speakers, had to make the effort to communicate clearly and clearly. There are on everyone else understand. To help us all get on the same page, we define the communication form and the rules the team would follow, as well as the meeting dates and deadlines. We line this all out in a document called a team or project charter. These were very useful, and in the end the project was a great success. I'm looking forward to working on my next international project. See, I went through a bit of a road page last year at work, but already committed to too much, and then we lost a team member through restructuring, and I quickly became overloaded. This led to me doing too much every time and feeling very stressed. My boss was really helpful and she passed back again the unrealistic targets that had been set for our departments. So also introduced me to the SMART approach to goal setting. It's an acronym SMIRT. You you use it to create goals that are specific, measurable, actionable, relevant, and timely. I use this approach so that with all of the trends were overloading me, it happened to prioritize some tasks to do some later and to drop some lately. I often use this approach now and feel much more in control of my time and workload. D. Have you ever missed in French or had one challenge? I did. I happened to my last week. My flight home from a business trip was the last one of the day, and we were to. It was going to be delayed. That's were always a risk at the end of each day. The grab crew and standing and delay until eventually they challenged the flight completely. They dared to ask to go back through the airport of the departure area to talk to for everyone and book us of the following day's flight. As soon as they made the announcement about the cancellation, I knew I had to think quickly as I was not to be likely that the French won't have capability to take everyone from my can fight. I heard back through the airport was one of the first to make it the darks. That turned to out to be a good idea, as there were only 9 sets available on the flights the next morning. Everyone else had to fly to a different airport and then continue back to our destination airport in charge, largely me right. Okay, I think enough. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.